How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be tanning a deer hide. So this video will be a conclusive video. It will cover the steps from fleshing your hide all the way to the actual tanning process. So this video will start after the deer has already been skinned. Now this video will span about 5 days because the tanning process can take up to 5 days depending on how well your hide takes to the formula. So this video will be pieced together, so don't mind that. But we're going to jump right into it. We're going to start with the fleshing process. We'll go over that quick, so stay with us. Alright, so this portion of the video here is just me fleshing the deer hide. I would suggest the night before sticking your hide in a refrigerator just to cool it down, just to harden up some of the fat chunks. However, I would not suggest sticking it in the freezer because that makes the fat chunks a little too hard to take off of your hide itself. So you see I start here with just using a regular skinner knife just to loosen up some of the bigger chunks before I get to my fleshing knife here. You can buy just a regular fleshing knife. This one was $12 on Amazon, and you're just going to take your fleshing knife, start at the base of the animal's neck, and just work your way down. A deer hide is pretty tough, so you can put some back into it. It takes maybe 10-15 minutes to completely flesh a deer. You'll see some smaller chunks still on there, some hair-like chunks of fat on there, which that'll come off in the salting process, so we're not going to worry too much about it. We're not going to get too picky with our hide. But you're just going to work your fleshing knife all the way through your hide, getting as much of the fat off as you can, and that is your fleshing process. It's also pretty nice having a outdoor cat who's very hungry for some deer fat. Help you clean up some of your mess. Alright, so now after you have your hide completely fleshed, you're going to fill up a tote full of water, and you're going to fill it with approximately 2 of these 1 pound 10 ounce cans of salt. Now this is table salt, non-iodized. You don't want to use rock salt because your hair will start falling out of your hide. So you're going to use this non-iodized salt. I've already poured 2 of these in. And once you pour it in, you're just going to stir it up. Alright, then you're just going to take your hide and you're going to want to put it into the water, flesh first. Laying it over top of the tote here. And just crouch down and just slowly push it into the water. You want the flesh first because the whole point of this process is for the salt to soak into the flesh. So do that real quick. Now you're going to want to be careful not to overfill your bucket because you do not want water all over. You're just going to stick that in there, and you're going to leave it for 8 to 12 hours. Okay? Your water needs to be filled. You can just use tap water, and what you're going to want to do is run your tap as hot as it'll go, and then just let the water cool to room temperature before you stick your hide in there. My hide's a little bit cold, a little frozen, because it was just sitting outside for about 10 minutes. But that's all you'll do for this step. You'll let it go for, like I said, 8 to 12 hours, checking on it halfway in between just to see how it's coming along. You just want the salt to soak into your hide. So after our 8 to 12 is up, this one's a smaller cape, so this will probably only need about 8 hours, maybe 7.5 or so. Once it's done, I will pull the video back up and we'll move on to the next step. Alright everyone, so we just finished taking our hide out of its salt bath here, and all I did was I just strung it up here to the ceiling to let it drip dry for the night. So we'll do that for the night, let this hang and drip dry. Then tomorrow we'll wash all the dirt off and this excess hair that got caught onto it during the salting. So we'll let this hang for the night, and then we'll pick it back up tomorrow morning and start the tanning process. Alright folks, here we are, it's the next day. I just took this hide down from it hanging up to dry. We're going to be using this Deer Hunters and Trappers hide tanning formula, and you can get it for like $7 or $8 a bottle. It says to use it green, or to use it when the hide is green. So we're going to imitate a green hide here by adding a little bit of hot water to the flesh to try to loosen the flesh up to make it more receptive to this formula. So I just have a little bit of water here. I'm just going to take some of it and just splash it onto the hide here. That's all the more water we're going to add to it. Just going to work this in. Alright. So now the hide looks, similar to what it would when you just flush it. So we're going to throw this formula on and see how it goes. We're going to take this and just spread it on. Right there you can see I've used about that much. You can see where it starts right there. So now we're just going to take this formula and just rub it in. Alright, so now when you are applying your tanning formula, you want to make sure that you're hitting every little crevice, every crack, every crease, every edge of the animal's hide. It's very hard to over-apply tanning solution, but it's very easy to under-apply. And once you apply your solution once, you don't want to go back over it with more solution. So the first time counts. You want to make sure that you're doing an excellent job the very first time so you get a good tan. I will leave a link to this product in the description where you can buy this. I think Amazon's probably the cheapest place to get it, but now that it's off season, it's probably a little more money. But still, we're going to actually let this sit for the next day or so. And then tomorrow, I will look over this hide, and if the tanning solution has worked its way into the flesh, then we'll be good to go, and I can start breaking the hide. So I'll pick you back up there. We'll let this sit overnight, and then I will see you again tomorrow. Alright guys, on this beautiful 2-degree Saturday morning, we're going to take the very last step in tanning our deer hide. So now to this point, we've fleshed the hide out, we have put it in a salt bath, we've washed it with Dawn dish soap after the salt bath, and now we are going to be breaking the leather. So to do this, we're going to take our hide and we're just going to crinkle it back and forth, pull it separate it, do whatever you can to turn the leather from this dark color you can see up top here to this light color you can see down towards the bottom here. Now the outsides are a lot easier to do than the inside, because the inside is a lot harder to stretch apart than the outside is. The outside you can get two hands real easy and start pulling. But the inside, you can't really do that. You have to have either somebody else pull it with you or whatever. So what I found easiest to do is to take your hide, put it over something preferably with a rounded edge. I use my fleshing beam for this. You're just going to run your hide back and forth on whatever you have just to kind of work it in. You're going to do this quick. Just work it back and forth like that, and your hide will start to separate on the inside. The fibers will start to separate. You'll start getting a whiter color. Now, you don't have to have a fleshing beam or a fleshing system or anything like that for this process. You can use a 2x4. You can use a tree. I see a lot of people using trees. You just take it, wrap it around the tree, and pull it back and forth. So you'll leave it sit in the tanning formula, let it sit overnight, and each morning just come out and break it. Just run it over something and break it until you have your finished product. I will continue to work this until done, and you guys can now start now that you have all the knowledge to do it. But anyways, thank you for watching our videos. We appreciate it. Continue to like and comment on our material. If you're new here, if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button right over here, and check out one of our older videos right over here. And we hope to continue to see you on our channel. And again, thanks for watching.